Hi, I'm Colleen. I'm a Smart Cookie Cook. Thank you for joining me for our cozy little FAQ sesh. This will actually be our second FAQ video now because you guys always have such great questions for me, so it's only fair that I answer them for you. A lot of people ask me, why did you start this website? How did that come about? And the answer is pretty simple. Obviously, I started it because I love food, but also I used to do all kinds of, experimental cooking. A lot of the crazy creative recipes you guys see on the site today, I started out making stuff like that when I was first learning how to cook. And as I started getting more into it and creating more things, my parents, my sister, and even my sister's boyfriend were all like, you should start a food blog. The hardest thing for me was picking out the name. That honestly held off my starting the website for probably a good month. Nothing I came up with was quite right. That is until one day I was looking through a clothing magazine and I saw this t-shirt and it had a little cookie wearing glasses, and I was like, oh, I get it, it's a smart cookie. And that's when it hit me. I'm a smart cookie who cooks. I'm the Smart Cookie Cook. And this was a perfect name to describe my very creative and innovative way of cooking. I always put my smart cookie spin on whatever I make. Once I had that name, I got the site up and running, and it's grown exponentially since then, and that's all thanks to you guys. So thanks for coming and joining me on my food journey. Let's keep on going, keep on eating. This could be like a therapy session.
And how does that make you feel?
Anyway, a lot of people ask how I started cooking or how long I've been cooking for, and I'm actually not one of those people who's like, oh, I've been an expert chef in the kitchen since I was 2. I did do a lot of baking and experimental things, but I didn't really dive into it until high school. And regardless of how long I've been cooking for, I have always been so passionate about food. My God. You could tell me I was going to a birthday party over the weekend and, I'd be a little bit excited. But if you told me we're having Pizza Hut for dinner, forget it. I'd be more excited than a cat with catnip. One question that I'm actually surprised how often I get asked is, how do you afford all this food? Or how much do you spend on groceries? It's a reasonable assumption that as a food blogger, I spend more on food than the average person does. But I find it surprising that people don't realize how unbelievably inappropriate that is to ask me. You wouldn't ask a shoe lover how much they spend on shoes every week. And you certainly don't go up to somebody with a large family and ask, how do you afford to have all those kids? Not that some people don't. The polite answer I try to give people is that everybody has one thing in their life that they spend more money on than the average person, or that they're willing to put more of their finances into. For some people it's clothes. They spend a lot of money on clothes, they got a fancy closet, and that's their thing. Or for other people, it's technology. No matter what, no matter how much money they make, they have to have that brand new iPhone or the brand new laptop that's come out. How old am I? Talking about laptops. I guess tablets are the fancy thing now. I wouldn't know. But the point is, when you're passionate about something, you just find a way to make it work. And you're willing to spend a little bit extra on it. In my last video, I talked about people who ask me what my favorite thing to cook is, but I also get people who wonder, is there anything that I absolutely hate and refuse to cook with? The answer is yes. I absolutely hate cream cheese. I know that's a weird one. A lot of people can't wrap their minds around it, but it's the most disgusting thing to me. I have no idea why. I just can't stand the taste of it. And it doesn't matter what you put it in, if it's a dip or a cookie or, God forbid, a cheesecake. I can taste it, I know it's there, and I can't eat it. It's just, oh God, it's so gross. I know I'm weird, but it ain't gonna happen. But that leads me to my next question. Why don't you post more meat recipes? Here's the thing, there are at least millions of food blogs out there. I mean, there is a blog for anything, any kind of diet or any kind of food preference you have. If you really want meat recipes that badly, don't go on my website. It's pretty simple. It's not like it's hard for you to find meat recipes elsewhere. That's why I just don't get why people get so hung up about it. And here's the other thing. My blog isn't labeled as a vegetarian blog because I don't like to alienate people who aren't vegetarians. I like to make stuff that everybody wants to eat. And that means, yeah, I do post meat recipes. In fact, I just used bacon in those loaded nacho cups the other day. Now, people who love what they see on the Smart Cookie Cook will ask me, how can they follow me? You've got lots of options. The most standard, classic, maybe even old school way to keep up is subscribe to my emails. So that means that every time I post a new post, you get it sent straight to your email inbox, and that means you're going to see it before a lot of other people get to see it. It's sort of like an exclusive club. But you can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/thesmartcookiecook. Like my page, that means you'll get all my updates, all my goings on in your news feed every single day. And if you're a visual person, follow me on Pinterest, pinterest.com/smartcookiecook. You can pick one or all of these options, and they're all great ways to stay in touch with the Smart Cookie Cook. One final question. People sometimes ask me, how much time on average do you spend, maybe in a given week on the website? I can't even give you an estimate here. I mean, it's going to vary every week, but food blogging is a 24/7 thing. Every post can take anywhere between 3 to 4 hours, but then you also have to account for the time it takes to make the food, to write the actual recipe, to take the photos, to do the grocery shopping for ingredients. And then I spend so much time on my laptop managing all my social media accounts for the Smart Cookie Cook. You don't food blog if you don't love it. It's a labor of love, because sharing my food with you guys is my favorite thing. Alright, that's enough for now. If you have any more questions for me, send them my way, leave a comment, send an email, whatever you want. Go check out my website and make something delicious.